Will Stein. I'm the co-offensive coordinator and quarterback coach at UTSA. And today I'm going to talk about our mentality of feed the studs and what that is and how we incorporate it into our everyday game plan for our players. So what does feed the studs mean? Okay. It is our thought process to put our best players in positions to make plays to help the team win. It's not rocket science. Everybody wants to have all these crazy cool plays. I love plays as much as anybody, okay? But what makes us great coaches is our players. It always has been and always will be. It's a player's game. So it's all feed the studs is get them the ball as many times as you can in ways that get them better matchups, right? And just easy touches. Okay, our system is molded to fit the best players on the team, not the other way around. Okay, we don't fit the best players to our system. Now you recruit your system, you develop them in your system, but like I said, at the end of the day, we're going to mold our system around our players. Okay, and it's always going to be that way. Okay, it's a meritocracy. Being considered a stud or one of the better players that gets all the touches on our team is earned, it's not given. You have to be a great practice player to gain our trust as coaches, right? And I think that's one thing at UTSA that we have is our best players practice the best. They love practice. They love the game, right? So they have earned the right to be considered a stud. It doesn't always have to include ball carriers. You might have an O-lineman that's a great puller, right? So get him pulling more than the other guy, the other guard, right? It's not rocket science. Get your best players in positions to make plays. Okay, how do we do it? Okay, we incorporate this mindset a bunch of different ways. First is always going to be formationally, okay? Stacks and bunches, motions, screens and fly sweeps, crossers, max protection routes, RPOs, cadence, trick plays, tackle over, using an opening script, and a get it to list, okay? I take a lot of pride in this stat right here, that we were one of 3 schools to have 3 receivers with over 50 catches, over 750 yards, and over 5 touchdowns each. And it was because we game planned to get them the ball, right? That's what we wanted to do, whether it's using all these things up on the screen to get them the ball. So the first is going to be formations. How do we use formations? We always want to create matchup advantages, okay, in our offense. Okay, put our best players in a position on the field that makes it hard for a defense to double. So where can that be? That can be number 2 in a 2x2 spread formation, okay, with maybe your best receiver. It could be number 2 or 3 in 3x1. Why is that a better spot? Because now you get safeties and linebackers covering your players instead of corners who are built to cover, right? Put them in favorable matchups. It can be number 3 in an empty spot, right? Attacking the Mike linebacker to the field. Quads, condensed sets, right, to get favorable coverage and more off looks. But it's all about putting your best players in position to attack a lesser defender. That's how we use formations. We build our scheme and our formations to solve problems, right? We don't want more plays, less formations. We want less plays, more formations, because formations are easy ways to solve problems. Okay, so here's some looks at using formation to our advantage. This is Zachary Franklin, 1,000-yard receiver, had 80 catches last year. Okay, typically he lines up at Z, which is our single into the boundary. Here now we're in a nub trips where he goes to the number 2. This is an easy formation to get into to run base core plays. All this is triple slant on 3rd down. Nothing revolutionary about the play, but now we're putting our better players in positions. Nub trips, this formation is a great way to feed the studs. Same play, same thought. Again, Zachary, where does he typically line up? Boundary number 1 on the right side of the formation. Now we put him as a guy that's got a lot of juke, a lot of jive as a number 2, match him up on a safety. Okay, that is something that we're going to always think about is how can we get a player like him matched up on a lesser defender. And one way to do that is with formations. Here we are, same formation that we've just been running triple slant out of. Motion to uncover the defense. Again, put him in a position that's the primary route as a number 2 receiver instead of a single. Because what can they do, the single receivers? They can double them, right? They can bracket them. They can help with second-level defenders like linebackers. They can click defensive ends outs. all to take advantage or take away your best players. Okay? Again, formation, empty. We said, where does he typically line up? He lines up as number 1 to the right. Now we put him in the slot to the right with just a simple formation. Same types of plays. Now we just run wide cross here, but we just tag a post to the field. Again, we're not creating new schemes to get him open. We're creating formations to get him open. Okay? Now we just took our outside number 1 to the left, our X, J.T. Clark, and put him as the number 2. Same play. Now he's matched up on a nickel Sam here. Safety takes the wide cross. They're playing a little stress coverage of the field because they're worried about the running back on a now route, but we got one of our best receivers running vertical on a post. Formations. Where are you putting your players? Are they always lined up on the left as the number 1? They shouldn't be. Get them in spots that the defense doesn't want to see them. And no defense wants to see one of your best players in the slot. And you don't have to run slot-ish routes like option routes. If you're not good option route runners, run them vertical. Okay, now we're running a base quick game. We got a locked hitch, inside fade, and a stick route. Okay, we go to school on the motion. This formation puts our number 1 to the field, okay, as the number 2. Run them on a vertical. It's an alert. Take advantage of the alert all day. Then we talked about quads is a good way because it's either going to attack lesser defenders to the field or it's going to really isolate your boundary number 1, okay, on a matchup route. And in this look, we run them on a whip. But the quads uncovers the defense for us. Okay, now here's a formation where we've taken our slot receiver and put him outside. Just a little flop in the formation. Okay, we're running just a flood concept in the boundary with a post and a sail cut. This is a way to try to isolate our number 1 in the boundary on a post, on a safety. Okay, but nonetheless, this just little formation change is really good to get a one-on-one isolation on this sail cut. And what I'm not trying to show is the play. I'm trying to show the formation and the mindset going into each play, right? Here again, you got him at a number 3 running a sail. Now who's he matched up on? He's not matched up on a nickel, okay? On a corner, he's matched up on the strong safety, who usually in today's college football is now your 5th best cover guy, okay? Both corners are probably 1 and 2. All right, Sam's probably number 3. Usually the free's got a little bit more athleticism, okay, can run the post, and your strong sometimes is your 4th or 5th best cover guy. So get them in spots to attack lesser defenders using formations. I just put this on here as an FIB look, make the defense declare. A lot of times when you got this, the slot set into the boundary, it softens coverage, okay? Here's just another look at putting our stud in the slot. Now, we do use motion to uncover, but again, this is red zone. So think players, not plays, right? Feed the studs. We're running a base nod concept to the field with an inside fade and a locked hitch in the boundary. Again, it's not the play that matters. It's how we got to this play to put him as a number 2 receiver into the boundary for our matchup. Now, we don't get a touchdown, but we do get a PI.